Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Best of Both Worlds, where community meets culture and where stories become bridges. I'm Kirsten Lane Martin, and alongside my incredible co-host Flavia Ryan, we've been proud, together with our incredible community, to bring together the 4,000 strong Brazilians that are here in Cape Ann and the broader 36,000 residents who call this region home. But today, we're turning a page. With everything happening around us, from fear and division to courage and resilience, we're expanding our reach. From this moment on, our studio here in Gloucester, Massachusetts, will be open to all cultures, all voices from across the Commonwealth, although you have to come here to Cape Ann, obviously, Gloucester, to tell your story. Because this is not anymore just about Brazilians. It's not even just about Cape Ann. It's about Massachusetts. It's about all of us. And so on today's episode, we do need to talk about something real, something urgent. The rising fear in immigrant communities as raids increase, ICE raids, and families are torn apart. But we're not here to talk about fear. We're here to speak the truth and to stand up for each other. And I want to be clear about something. There is no politics. We're not talking about political parties. We are talking about, I'm going to give everyone facts. Flavia is going to give you facts. You can Google every single fact we give you to check for yourself. I would encourage you to do more than one source on Google because depending on who you're reading may or may not be correct. But we're going to be giving you information both to the American community and to the immigrant, heavily centered on Brazilians still today. Flavia is a Brazilian. I'm an adopted Brazilian. I've lived and worked in Brazil. I feel many ways more Brazilian than American, but we're talking to and about all immigrants and Americans that live here. We're talking about how this beautiful place can become a true melting pot where everyone belongs and everyone knows their neighbor and gets along with each other. But the first thing I'd really like to do is talk about one extraordinary immigrant, and she just surprised me again today with another wow. My co-host Flavia, who is an American citizen but is an immigrant. She didn't come over here in a usual way. And like a lot of you on here, she worked herself to the bone in the beginning. She tried everything she could. She didn't speak any English. She didn't know what she was doing. There was not like all these WhatsApp groups. There wasn't the internet, okay? She became a multifaceted entrepreneur. And I knew she had a cleaning business, which I kind of was overlooking, although from July, she's going to be taking over my house and keeping it nice. Because I'm like, so many Brazilians have cleaning businesses. So I just kind of brushed that over. There's so many choices here, even Cape Ann. And then she also has a salon, which I also appreciate. But again, it's really typical. Brazilians come over here. Women, a lot of times, if they're not doing jobs, a lot of times their businesses are beauty and cleaning. So that might even sound like a saturated market. Actually, there's a lot of opportunity, which we've explored in the past. And on other shows, we can go into that more. But there's still a lot of opportunity in the non-Brazilian community for people to have Brazilian people take care of their home, take care of their face, their hair, their body, their health. Why? Because those are two powerhouses even in Brazil. Brazilians are very meticulous as a culture about cleaning, something a lot of people don't know. They think Brazil is a third world country, but actually Brazilians know how to keep their house nice. Also, beauty. And I'll give you an example. I just turned 60 on May 19th. And I was considering getting Botox, which is an American and a Brazilian thing. I'm getting to you in a minute here, Flavia. And of course, I was talking to Flavia. And I was like, Flavia, how much is your Botox? Like, should I do it? I need to start entrusting my face to you also. And Flavia's like, and we went to an event somewhere where I'm not saying where it was. And there were a lot of women in the room, and most of them had Botox. And I was like, is that how I'm going to look? Because I wasn't really impressed, to be honest. I felt like a lot of people using Botox don't, anyway, I'm not going to get there. But anyway, Flavia told me, no, you shouldn't use Botox. I'm going to let her explain that in a minute. And there are natural Brazilian and American strategies and technologies and products. So yesterday, I had my second facial. I think my face is looking pretty good. Feels great. She did a dermaplaning. She did a massage. She did put a bunch of stuff on my face. A lot of it was made here. But then she sent me home with her homemade Brazilian doctor recipe, and I put it on last night for the first time to moisturize. But That is not the big surprise. This woman walks in here, and I kind of scolded her because I'm a publicist. This is my past life. I helped authors all over the world become like bestsellers. Got one of my speakers from 1,500 a speaking gig up to 40,000 a speaking gig. So this woman walks in today, and she hands me her book, and I'm like, what? How dare you? Fortunately, she hasn't yet actually released it. She just made it. And it is spectacular. It's called Beauty Rituals of Gloucester, people. And I'm like, but wait, are you getting rid of your Brazilian heritage? Because the first chapter, Essence of Gloucester, an introduction to beauty rituals, the power of nature, spiritual cleansing, dance as an art form, mystic dance. Like, I'm like, girl, are you pretending you're not Brazilian? But wait. Chapter 13, Family Secrets, which are her family. Chapter 14, Cultural Mashup, blending Brazilian and Gloucester beauty rituals. Next, she has also Makeup Alchemy. So anyway, congratulations. This is an example, Flavia, of a champion entrepreneur following her American dream. And it is not a coincidence that she's an immigrant. And I've been talking a lot now, but we are going to do a book launch in July. We are going to invite those of you who'd like to be part of it. It's going to be a huge thing. We're promptly launching her. If you pre-order and you get on the list, you'll get lots of bonuses and gifts. I'm already planning her campaign. She doesn't even know yet. But Flavia, talk to me before we get into this whole talking about what's going on with immigrants. You're a citizen, but you started out somewhere else. So talk to me about your book. Talk to me about your journey as an entrepreneur. Oh, one more thing. The reason why I'm hiring Flavia to take care of my house is I had a breakfast the other day. It was my birthday breakfast. The mayor was there. We were at Oliver's Harbor. It was amazing. We had several very, very, very wealthy, connected, successful people, Americans, Brazilians, Dominicans, etc. And there was a person in the room, a very successful realtor. I'll give him a shout out. Fintan Madden, also wonderful realtor. Love him. Happy Pride Month, Fintan. Anyway, Fintan stood up and said she cleaned one of his houses to stage it, to sell the house. And she did such an amazing job, her team. He wanted to raise the price of the house. So what do you have to say about that, Flavia?
Yeah, it's very amazing. I come here for, when I came here, it's worse to now. It's like we don't have no other people can help us. Today, we have like plenty people can help all the Brazilian people, all the other cultural people. So when I came here, it's a huge fight. It's a huge survival. First, we're not speaking English at all. So in that time, you cannot talk Portuguese in the stores because they scream to us, "Oh, go back to your country. Don't speak your language."
People were anti-foreign, telling you
exactly. That time is very worse. But we start making us way to people know our job, and then we building. I say we building a way to be where you are now. So it's very hard. But why now people over here, they have us come here first to get them support. We support them, we help them. And I say, let's go be with the American people. Let's go learn their culture. Let's go be with them. Let's go see, because sometimes when they come here, they stay in a bubble, yep. And then they not know anything about the city. So, and then I am all the time, everywhere I go. Before I leave South Shore, so I always involved in the culture there. And then I come to Gloucester. Now I kind of involved over here too. So, and then I am everywhere, little bit everywhere over here. So, and I have the business cleaning, and I have my spa. So, and then now I start with the book.
Yeah,
so.
And we're going to talk about the book in another episode all by itself. That's amazing. I need to read it first. I'm so excited about it. But also, we were at this breakfast, and a member of the Gloucester Cultural Council, Lynn McGuire, wonderful, successful artist. She has Snug Harbor Studios. She raises goats. She invited you be part of the Gloucester Cultural Council. Yeah. And I'm putting it out here. In the future, Flavia would like to be, and I'm going to vote for her, to be mayor. That's another conversation for another day. But back to what you were talking about. People were saying go back to your country. Now, we have an issue right now, which is we should be saying all immigrants are welcome. And I'm going to give you some statistics about immigrants, okay? But there's still this hatred and fear. And we're in a time right now when we have, for lack of a better explanation, ICE acting like Gestapo, raiding our cities, our towns. In a blue state, Gloucester, people think that ICE is not here. They've been knocking on doors. They've been stalking people. And you might think that doesn't affect me. And even Brazilians, there are Brazilians out there who are saying, oh, they're just taking away the criminals. First of all, I'm not getting political. You can Google this. The people sending those people after us have been convicted of felonies. They have been implicated in a lot of crimes, and they've let out the largest fentanyl dealer in the country, who was born here, out when his mother paid $1 million. They also, these are facts, you can look it up. They also let in the family of El Chapo in because they paid. So we are not talking about who are criminals and who are not criminals. And I want to explain something. If you look at the research, and I want you to check Texas, which people down in Texas are claiming there's a border crisis. But if you look at Texas's own crime statistics, they're one of the only states that actually report immigrant versus non-immigrant crimes. The immigrant populations have a tiny fraction of the crime that the populations born here, and I have to put it out there, white men especially, commit. So the first thing we have to understand is no, immigrants are not criminals. No, they are not invading our country. The other fact you can check, there are even Brazilians who are saying, oh, Kirsten, I came over, but the people coming over now are not the right people. They're committing crimes. No, if you look at the statistics, the percentage of immigrants coming here over our borders to our country, invited by the Statue of Liberty, is the same percentage compared to the overall population as was 200 years ago. No, there is not a surge in immigrants. And again, I'm just giving you facts, okay? So what's happening in our neighborhoods? Because another thing about immigrants you all may or may not know, and I know this from personal experience, and Flavia's got some personal stories that she's going to share to make this real. But I have a wealth strategy business, and I do life insurance, infinite banking, retirement planning, and I prefer to work with immigrants. And that's because with my experience, the average American is over $100,000 in debt, tries to pay as little taxes as possible, which, hey, that is fine. And also, doesn't really even maximize their earning powers. It kind of seems to have forgotten the American dream. The average immigrant, and I'm talking about people that just came over, people that are even illiterate, don't even know how to read, they save money. They have like $1,000. They save money. And so compared to people born here, immigrants save more money, have less debt, have almost no debt. They hate having debt. If they have debt, it's strategic debt. They they pay for a truck, even though they could pay for it in cash because they worked really hard. They put it all in the bank. They take out a loan because they need to build credit, okay? So immigrants save more money than we do, are in less debt, work harder. They do a lot of jobs that you guys don't even realize right now because they're invisible, like Flavia said. And Brazilians, immigrants, it's also your fault because you stay in your little bubble. You eat your food, which is delicious. You wear your clothes, which are beautiful. You take but you don't even go to the stores on Main Street. So if I ask the average American who owns a shop on Main Street, or even my friends who know I've lived in 3 other countries, I say, what do you know about Brazil? Soccer, carnival, big butts, beach. Hello. Okay. The reality is there are lots of business owners in construction, in not just salons, restaurants, accounting, like numerous fields. Okay. And the goal of the people that are taking, not just immigrants, but eventually all of us, is to divide and conquer us on purpose. So you Brazilians out there, immigrants out there who are fighting with each other about which immigrants are going to be targeted, no, we're all in trouble. We're all in trouble. We're all in the same boat. Okay, because if our leaders don't step it up, and I want to congratulate Mayor Verga because he wrote a very beautiful letter in the Gloucester Daily Times, which I encourage all of you to Google and find, talking about how Gloucester is a city of immigrants. The Portuguese and the Italian fishermen came here. We were built on immigrants, okay? But a lot of times we forget now. So we don't want anyone else now to come over the bridge. But that is our enemies, our fear, ignorance, and lack of curiosity. So I'm going to get to some we're going to have to talk about what to do to help protect our neighbors. We're going to have to talk about, what's the impact if they leave us. But really, there's some beautiful stories that get the point home more. But I also just want to say that we are all connected and we have differences. And just because you had the wrong opinion yesterday, because a lot of things I'm telling you may contradict what you've heard and seen, and the biggest issue we have is lack of ability to change our opinion based on new information. I'm changing my opinion every day. I put stuff out in a WhatsApp group for immigrants. It turns out to be not true. So then I have to apologize and say, I apologize. So we can't be afraid. And I want to quote the great American poet Walt Whitman, who was born 206 years ago. And 150 some years ago, he was talking about xenophobia, hatred and ignorance of foreigners. There was a civil war going on at the time. He was talking about racism. He even mentioned women. He was for everyone. And he said, and this was a quote my mother told me when I was a kid, do I contradict myself? Well then, I contradict myself. I am huge. I contain multitudes. So the other thing is the other side, which is hatred, fear, ignorance, is deliberately trying to make us get divided from each other because I have bad opinions here. I did this yesterday, so I don't have the right to be on the good side. We are all tainted. Immigrants, Americans, we've all done bad things to each other. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter where you were. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't even matter who you were. It's who are you now? What are you doing now? Where are you going now? So with that, Flavia, you have a couple of real stories of people who are in the process of being threatened to be deported. Can you tell those stories?
Yeah, right now I have a friend and she get the letter, deportation letter. So, and her kid, her son, he's in high school right now in Gloucester, and then is the best student ever in there now. He's is the one been winning everything. He's is the one been, like if you tell his name, all the people gonna know him, because he's have a dream. When he's always, when he's little, he's always tell his
How
mother.
old is he now?
He's in a high school now, 17, I think, right now.
Yep.
But when he's little, he's already say, Mom, I want to go to United States to learn the language. I want to be in the school and I want to be the best one. He's little, always say that.
He wants to be the best
And
one in
then
American school. See, we're jealous. We can't handle it. Immigrants come over here and kick our butt. Because also education, right? Education in Brazil is better.
And then she have the opportunity to come, but she don't have opportunity to come with the visa. So she come with the immigration. And then there's one point I want to point in it. These people over here
You're talking about the mother came over here for her son.
These people over here now, the immigration put them over here. They are the one put them over here. Okay, and then now they want to like put them out.
Let's call this out. Immigration, our immigration system is broken.
When they put them over here, they have to put the fingers in it. They have to, why, if they have so much criminal past in their hands.
Okay, so listen.
So
they come over
but
here.
But she's not criminal.
We tell people, okay, if you're going to be over here, you can't have any services. By the way, that's a myth that immigrants use services. But you have to pay tax. Hold on. You have to pay taxes. So we give them an ITIN number. We give them driver's license numbers saying, okay, we want you here. People have been here 20 years. They own houses. Okay, but they get charged more interest. They get charged higher down payment because they're more risky, which is BS because they're actually less risk. They're more motivated to make it happen here. However, our immigration system is broken, so we don't have a path to people for citizenship. So we put them in a position where we know their tax ID number, we have their driver's license number, we can now pursue them, we get everything from them, but we don't give them anything in return except, yes, an opportunity. But what else?
And then she And then when she go to the course, because
Yes.
her son have a course, and then she go to the course.
What's he going to court for?
For when the immigration let the people
Oh.
coming, so they asked to go to the court.
Yep.
So she's been going to the court, and then
You have to go to court as part of the
and then
immigration
her
thing.
kids
Check in.
Her kids right now, it's like I say, is the best student in Gloucester.
He's the
been
best
winning.
school-
He's
in
been
Gloucester?
winning.
He's in-
Yes.
He's the best student in his class in Gloucester.
Yes, and then
Okay.
and then
So this is happening right here, people.
Him and her mother go to Annette to following up,
Right.
and then they tell her
So
she has
she's
to
doing what
leave.
we tell her she has to do.
Exactly.
Show up for her immigration appointments.
And then
It's like what we did to Native Americans. We're betraying the immigrants. And another thing, we were a sanctuary state, but now all of a sudden, oh no, we're not a sanctuary state. Why? Because we're afraid. But what are we afraid of? Either we are something or we're not. We made a promise. Are we going to keep it or not? Because guess what? Whatever we do, this is also what Walt Whitman
and then
said.
she have her business. She pay
Yeah.
tax. This
Pays
one thing she
taxes.
does. She pay tax.
Yep.
She have her business. She pay tax,
Yeah.
and then they give her a letter to leave.
They want to deport her.
deportation. And then she go back home with him, both crying, and then she told him, you know what? I'm gonna continue work because she's the one pay for his
She's
everything.
paying for everything. But if she
for
has
his
to go,
school,
she'll leave
for
him here.
everything. And then if she leave with him, his dream is gonna
Be killed.
gone. And then he's
And he's
out
the
there-
best student in his class. What are
Exactly.
we doing? It's a reverse brain
He's
drain.
in 3 classes, and the best one is in 3 classes, and he's a huge in Gloucester High School right now, huge, and she decided to stay, so she is in a risk to they can come and get her in deportation, and then what are they gonna say? She's a criminal? No, she's not a criminal.
So guess
she's
what?
a mother fighting
Another
for
bombshell.
her
I
son's
didn't
future.
know. I didn't know this story that Flavia
It's not
has.
just her.
It's
It's a
happening right
bunch in
now.
there. It's a lot in
in
there.
Gloucester, and it's one of many cases. Okay, they are taking the best of the immigrants and they're hunting them down. We are
And then
are doing this. Why are we doing this? Because we're just sitting here letting it happen.
And then
Okay,
she
our
didn't
governor,
care.
hang on, our governor could cancel the contracts of everyone benefiting from the deportations right now. Our governor could make court hearings by Zoom so you don't have to go, because people are also getting picked up at courthouses doing the right thing. If they do the right thing, they can get captured, kidnapped. If they don't go because they're afraid, they can still get kidnapped. So I do want to say something, what to do in this case, okay? This is a reality, okay? If there's not a signed judicial warrant signed by a judge, ICE does not have the right to take anyone. But they're lying to people in public, you can't stop it. So you must, as much as possible right now, stay in your homes. And if someone knocks at keep your doors locked. If someone knocks on your door, do not answer it unless it's your mother, your father, someone you know. Do not answer it, even if they say they're the National Grid person. Do not answer the door. Have someone that is a native speaker of English speak through the door on your behalf. You have to call me on the phone, whatever. And to ask for the judicial signed warrant to be put under the door. If there's a warrant put under the door that is not signed by a judge, it's not valid. If there's not a warrant signed, it's not valid. So there is nothing that they can do other than bash down the door. And it's up to all of us watching this program right now, native born, foreign born, whatever. These are our neighbors. These are the best of us. These are our friends. We saw what happened to the kid in Milford, Marcelo. He's a national hero. Okay, but it's not just one guy. It's not just one teenager. It's people from all walks of life. Okay, so now on the other hand, Brazilians and immigrants, you've also caused this problem by not trying to learn English, by not trying to be involved in participatory government. Gloucester's open. You can go talk to the mayor anytime. He had a director
It's a lot of events in there
for human
helping,
rights in his
yeah.
city hall. I don't know what happened to that. I have to talk to Mayor Verga about that. But also learn from immigrants' resilience and values. But learn from your own culture and spread that. Go in, make friends. I had a birthday breakfast. It was all paid for. I had a room for 60 people. 30 showed up, only 3 Brazilians and 6 immigrants. You were all invited. It was a safe environment. And you decided not to come. It was a free breakfast with a woman who is your friend, and with the mayor there and other people there, having a nice breakfast, a bunch of people. So there are opportunities on both sides. And just in my name, Kiki, in Japanese, there's a left character, ki means danger. The right character key means opportunities. So kiki, the word for crisis in Japanese, actually means dangerous opportunity or opportunity in danger. So when you have a really, really good opportunity, it's very risky, it's very dangerous. And when you have danger all around you, you also have an opportunity. An opportunity, Beauty Rituals of Gloucester. This is a mixture. This is not Brazilian. These are beauty rituals, but she's Brazilian. But she's American, but she's a human, okay? So there are opportunities right now for you to get to know your neighbor, change your attitude, learn something. Go check out the statistics I mentioned, right? And we have, unfortunately, a lot of other really heartbreaking, sad stories. But we don't want people to be sad. We want people to be mad and motivated and feeling happy and in a paradise. Because I was in the Gloucester courthouse the other day, and all the people there were treated with love and respect. Nobody asked them where they were born, where they came from. And so right now in Gloucester, we are blessed because the people who run this town do have room for everyone. But they need support, and they need to be held accountable. They need to recognize we do have ICE knocking on their doors. And even if we're not helping, we are helping if we don't put our bodies literally between the people being taken away. And those are peaceful protest, peaceful support, peaceful collecting. Flavia, I didn't mean to, I'm just so upset about this. What do you have in closing to say about this topic?
Yeah, we have to, like I say thank you for Gloucester has been very good about it. So we kind of have to get all together, schools, everything. We kind of like, the first time is kind of like, oh my God, what's going to do it? But we did it, and then it's very good.
Yeah. But talk about our breakfast series. We're doing now my birthday breakfast. Everyone wants to keep doing events. So we're going to do the best of all worlds. Breakfast, lunch, every month we're going to have a get together.
It's very good. We call network.
Yeah.
People think as sometimes network I go to in a computer or cell phone. No, network is when you get all the people together, and then you know one over here, another one over here. We talk about business, and then you get it all together. And this is very, very good, and very good opportunity. You grow your business, to grow yourself, to grow mentally, to grow inside your city, and then it's very, very, very helpful. And then that breakfast that day, it's so amazing. We have a lot of opportunity that day.
Yeah. And in closing, thank you. We are going to have a breakfast this month, and it's going to start at 7:30 like the other one. If you're interested, because this show is going to be evergreen. It doesn't matter what month it is actually. We have breakfast, lunch, dinners, whatever. And so if you'd like to be invited, some of them are sponsored and cost nothing. Some of them are potluck. Some of them, everyone's going to pay their share. But if you're interested in the best of all worlds, sponsored by Grover Tree Spa and Globon Financial, get in touch with one of us, and we would love to put you on the list. And so this has been another episode of the Best of All Worlds, where community meets culture and where stories become bridges. Tune in next time for the best of all worlds.